Saturday, September 5, 2020. Can you believe it? Giulio Vescovi. Oh, hey, there's nothing wrong with your phone. There's nothing wrong with the video. Look, sometimes I look at my videos and I think after I send it out, like, embarrassed, like, who do I think I am? I'm some guy sitting in front of a freaking iPhone saying things, and I love saying things, but I don't like to see me saying things, okay? So now, because I want you to be able to hear what I'm saying, not see what I'm saying. So it started off where you could see what I was saying, and now you're just hearing what I'm saying. I feel more comfortable. Look, I want to talk about David, King David. Muslim, Hindu, atheist, Mormon, Jew. Hey, Christian, everybody knows that this guy King David lived. So, everybody's got a different opinion. Biblically, for me, King David, being a Christian, was a man after God's own heart. I get why it took me 60 years to understand it fully, why he's the man after God's own heart. He was a hero. He was an adulterer, a fornicator, a murderer. He was everything. He was king. He was obedient. He was disobedient. He made some big bad decisions. But the bottom line is, if you look at all the 72 Psalms that David sang, wow, you start to realize that he either blessed, praised, or sighed when he started off the Psalms. And here's a man that did all that the women used to say, Saul's killed hundreds of men. King David, or David, has slayed thousands of men. Saul was jealous, that's why he wanted him dead. This was a real hero coming up, man. Killed Goliath. So now he's running for his life. But these songs aren't just about when he's running for his life. They're about when he was king. They're about a lot. And I got to tell you something. No, whether he was up or down, whether he was fearful, can you imagine the king is trying to kill you? The king of a nation is trying to kill you. It's a story. It's a true story. David, King David, true story. They tried to kill him. But he was blessed by God, just like all of us. God has his hand on all of us, just like he had David. But it took the blood of Christ for you and I to understand that. David was a prophet. He was blessed. He was a king. He was given wisdom and insight. Okay? But he talked to the Father. So what I'm trying to tell you and me is that this guy David blessed, praised, and sighed. Well, what's a sigh? He used to sigh as an expiration breath. A breath let out in despair, a short breath that affects all of the arteries and the heart and the area. It's basically a let go of a breath of I'm tired, I'm broken. It's a sign of grief. It's grieving. Wow. He cries. He starts him off with a sigh and a cry. Oh my God, oh my Lord. My enemies try to crush me. He's hiding. He's hungry. He's on the run. Always praising God, no matter what part of his life. So the sighing, but he also praised and he also blessed. But we got to understand what he meant when he praised God. Guys, this is what he did. When he talked to the Father, why he's a man after God's own heart, is he used to express admiration. He paid tribute. He spoke highly. He congratulated God. He expressed his respect and his gratitude towards God every day. He honored, he glorified him. He was extremely grateful because he knew that he knew God. Okay? It wasn't a guess. It wasn't 99.99. He was speaking to God, and God was speaking to him. Interesting. We've got the blood of Christ that allows us to speak to God. Through his blood, we've been made children and sons, because when he came here, he became the Son of God. So here's David. You know what the word bless, when he blessed God? To confer or invoke divine favor. A spoken formula to ask God to protect and care for something or someone. So usually you don't bless yourself, you bless someone. It's a formula, a spoken formula. This guy sang to God. He played an instrument to God. Read a couple of the Psalms, guys, and start to see what this man was about. and understand that his life parallels all of our lives, not necessarily for the wrongs that he did. They're all different, but broken, scared, questioning himself, questioning his manhood, then overzealously living his manhood, and then coming to terms at the end that he was a nobody, blessed by God, kept his focus even as a nobody on Christ even more fervently, because now he knew he wasn't all that. Gentlemen, sooner or later, if you live long enough, you will know that you're not all that. Trust me. It comes from experience. So read some Psalms and see who this man was and start to duplicate that relationship. Look, God doesn't care that we complain to one another, okay? He just wants us to use the same language that we complain to our buddies or our friends and share it with him. Let him know what's in your heart. He knows what's in your heart, but he wants you to tell him. He wants you to communicate what you want, just like you would want nothing else from your children or grandchildren than to let them tell you what they want. Speak up. That's time for us to speak up. There is a God, he's in heaven. Through the blood sacrifice, we became sons and daughters to the Most High. So if you have a son, you pray to God at night and go, wow, I get how you love me because I'm your son and he's my son. And thank you for this son that you're allowing me to share fatherhood with, and start living in that zone. Forget the past and live in that zone now. That will overcome the past, any wrongs. By gosh, by gum, that's true. So bless one another to actually know that I can speak a formula by God to protect and care for someone or something. I can make your life better. I can say, bless him, bless her. And God does it, not because of who I am, but because of who Christ is in me, in you. Pick up Psalms, read them, get an intimate relation with the Father, cry out to him, sigh to him, get rid of that little habit that we all have of justifying so you don't have to sigh. But in these days, if you're paying attention, there's a lot to sigh about. Thank you. Love you guys.